Hey yo, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another Hey yo, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. Today we're taking a look at the Figure Subscription Service 2.0 Cesspool release. So this is a very cool looking figure on the card itself. The original came out as part of the Eco Warriors line, or whatever it was called. This is a very good updated version of that figure. Wonderful card art on the front. Flip it over to the back. We've got the file card itself and more larger impression of that cool artwork. So yeah, pretty straightforward release. Let's go ahead and open this thing up though, because that's what we want to see is the actual figure itself. So the original release had this really cool color change feature where it had like toxic waste splattered all over his uniform. If you put warm water on him, it would change color. This figure does not have that, which is probably a good thing, because the older release had a tendency to kind of stick in the revealed version, I guess. So the paint or whatever would kind of always just look like you just sprayed them with water, pretty much. So, anyways, you can keep the card if you want, or toss it or cut out the file card and then get rid of it, whatever you prefer. Let's see what we've got here. We got a cool looking briefcase that's got something in it. We'll look at that in a minute. The figure itself, a very cool looking sculpt. We've got a hose that goes to the backpack. We've got his helmet. We have his big water blaster. We've got a smaller looking blaster, inoculator, however you want to do it. The backpack itself. And the figure stand. So all in all, some pretty cool looking accessories. Let's just pop this open real quick and see what's in here, because I'm very curious now. If I can get my thumb in there. Pop. He's got a briefcase full of cash. That's pretty awesome. We'll look at that a little bit closer here in a minute, but yes, cool briefcase full of cash and a lot of accessories. So let's go ahead and zoom in on this guy and take a closer look. We'll start out with the figure stand. It's a fairly traditional looking 25th anniversary figure stand. You've got the Cobra symbol on the top here and the code name on the front. So other than that, it's just a regular figure stand, but these things are pretty awesome. So we've got this cool helmet here. The really big difference that I see between this helmet and the original vintage release is that the vintage release actually had a breather apparatus here on the front. This one doesn't have, but it still looks pretty cool, and it works really well for representing that helmet there. We've got a backpack here, which is essentially just a updated version of the one that comes with barbecue. Nice cool looking blue color scheme instead of the red and orange. Toxic wasty stuff. You've got a peg here on the side for the hose to attach to. Just slides in like that. And then it attaches to your blaster weapon here, which is got a lot of cool detail work in it. This gun looks really awesome and looks like it could actually still shoot water, but I don't think it has an actual water cannon. I was looking here, you can't really fill this thing up with water, so sadly that is not the case. But you would take the hose and just attach it here into this little hole in the back end. It's not quite as cool as and it doesn't actually work, so it doesn't fit in there very easily. So instead, I'm just going to pop it up here at the top here to this thing. You could also try to attach it down here. Again, the peg is a little bit too big for that, so it doesn't work really well. So your best bet is to pop it in at this top attachment point. And then the other end of the hose has a tendency to pop off of this. So there we go. But there you go. You got the cool water cannon or toxic sludge blaster, however you want to look at it. The other accessory here is this smaller inoculator pistol. Part of the going thing is that he's a biohazard warrior, if you want to call it a warrior. So he shoots and has some stuff to do with that the Z virus that they were using for the what was it, the zombie outbreak version of the convention special. So before we get to the figure, let's look at the briefcase again. The briefcase itself is fairly plain, straightforward, but it does open up here. Get your thumb in there to unlatch it. For some reason my thumbnail is not doing a good job. There we go. Pops open. And we've got all this cool looking cash in here. Different currency, so he can go pretty much anywhere in the world and spend money. So that's really awesome. The actual money itself is kind of hard to stick in his hand. It's a little too thick for that kind of thing. But with a little bit of work you can do that, and then he's handing cash out. So that's a really cool thing, and I didn't actually know that that was part of this set. So that's cool. I had missed out on the Destro that had the briefcase full of cash, so it's nice to see that again here. You'll kind of notice that the plastic has a tendency to kind of wear a little bit, so you can see some stress marks in this one already. It's a shame, but it's a cool briefcase. Let's look at the figure itself while we're here. Some very awesome detail work on this guy. I love the head sculpt. It's really cool. We can get a little bit closer in on that. It's a very awesome work there. The actual suit itself is pretty much the same as the I can't remember the character's name right now, but he was released as part of that zombie outbreak convention exclusive set. So it's a nice rework of this, and it works well for this particular character. It just is really awesome, to be honest with you. Articulation wise, head spins 360 degrees, has little up and down motion, almost none. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joint, standard ball and swivel at the elbow joint, and looks to be just a swivel joint at the wrist. Nothing bad there. He does have the chest articulation, which you can go left and right there, and very limited ab crunch feature here. His vest here kind of limits that a little bit too much there, but it's fine. Don't have to worry too much about it. Standard T-hook at the waist. Double knee joint here. And swivel and rocker at the ankle joint. So all in all, very cool. I think the legs are reused from the sci-fi figure with a new updated paint scheme, and we've got these cool little wires coming out from everywhere. So yeah, this is a really cool looking figure, and I'm really happy with this guy, to be honest with you. It's pretty awesome. His right hand does have a actual swivel joint and rocker. Did his other hand do that too? No. But he does have a rocker there in the center, so yeah, I overlooked that. The paint job on that thing was too good. I overlooked that, so extra articulation, yay! As far as gearing him up, helmet fits on pretty snugly actually, but it does fit. I think that's one of their movie line reactor armor helmets. And it's the same as the sci-fi figure as well, so still works pretty well, to be honest with you. No big deal there, but this guy looks really awesome without the helmet on, so he's probably going to stay that way. Backpack pegs into the back without any issues whatsoever. The big cool blaster rifle here. If I can get it to snap in place here. And we lost our hose again. We'll fix that here in a second after we get his hands situated. And go over his shoulder here for that. Perfect. Then his other hand, he can grab this Inoculator pistol. And he's all geared up. Or you can take and opt instead to have him carrying the briefcase around. Cesspool is essentially an eco-terrorist, but he's very much driven by money. So it was a cool little feature they had in the actual comic book storyline, which kind of explained a lot of things about this character. So if you haven't had a chance to, you should go back and find those issues. It was pretty cool. Some really good backstory for this guy. So yes, all in all, this is a really cool looking figure. And it just really works well here. So it's a great update to the original vintage release, and this is definitely one you will probably want in your Cobra army. So yes, you definitely want to pick this guy up if you can. He does come with a slightly heavy price right now, since he was one of the earlier figure subscription release versions. So he's kind of harder to come by right now. But still, it is a highly recommended figure. I really dig this guy. So it's pretty awesome. Pick it up if you can. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of Cesspool. If you'd like to see any specific figures for future releases, let me know. I'll see what I can do for you. Until next time, Yo Joe.